Where's the imp?
Will you shut up?
I hear they call him the imp.
I hear he hates that nickname.
The boy has lost the use of his legs.
What of it? With the right horse and saddle, even a cripple can ride.
I'm not a cripple.
Then I'm not a dwarf. My father will rejoice to hear it. Look at me and tell me what you see.
Is this a trick?
What you see is a dwarf. If I had been born a peasant, they might have left me out in the woods to die. Alas, I was born a Lannister of Casterly Rock. Things are expected of me.
My father's probably the most powerful man in the country, certainly the richest. He has all 7 kingdoms in his pockets. Everyone, everywhere, always has to do exactly what my father says. He's always been a cunt. Your absence has already been noted.
The boy means nothing to me. Oh, I can't stand the wailing of women.
One word, and I hit you again.
I'm telling Mother.
Sorry you are, that you are at their service and that all your prayers are with them. Do you understand?
You can't.
Do you understand?
The prince will remember that, little lord.
I hope so. If he forgets, be a good dog and remind him. Death is so final, whereas life is full of possibilities.
He killed your father. He murdered the Hand of the King.
Oh, did I kill him too? I've been a very busy man.
You will watch your tongue.
I'm not your toady, and I'm not your friend.
Though I would treasure your friendship, I'm mainly interested in your facility with murder. And if the day ever comes when you're tempted to sell me out, remember this. Whatever their price, I'll beat it. I like living.
Stay low.
Stay low.
If you're lucky, no one will notice you.
I was born lucky.
To battle!
No, I just want to stand on top of the wall and piss off the edge of the world.
Children don't need to hear your filth.
What about you, my lord? What's the strangest thing you've eaten?
Do Dornish girls count? You once loved a woman many years ago, but it turned out badly, so you've never let yourself love again. Oh, wait, that's me. What sort of accent is that?
Foreign. What do you want from me?
What do I want from you? I want you to share my tent. I want you to pour my wine, laugh at my jokes, rub my legs when they are sore after a day's ride. I want you to take no other man to bed for as long as we're together. And I want you to fuck me like it's my last night in this world.
Perhaps we should sue for peace.
There's your piece. Joffrey saw to that when he decided to remove Ned Stark's head.
Have you ever heard the phrase, rich as a Lannister? Of course you have. You're a smart man. You know who the Lannisters are. I am a Lannister. Tyrion, son of Tywin. And of course, you have also heard the phrase, a Lannister always pays his debts. If you deliver a message from me To Lady Arryn, I will be in your debt.
Can I make the little man fly now?
Not this little man. This little man is going home. I believe you have something of mine. Lannister always pays his debts.
You command the City Watch, do you not, Lord Slint?
I do, Your Grace.
And are you not a lord at my command?
I owe my title and lands to your generosity, Your Grace.
Then do your job. Shut the gates to the peasants. They belong in the field, not our capital.
Yes, Your Grace.
Don't get up. More ravishing than ever, big sister. What agrees with you?
Did not fight her brother's battle, you half-wit.
Can't talk to me like that. The king can do as he likes.
The Mad King did as he liked. Has your Uncle Jaime ever told you what happened to him?
No one threatens his grace in the presence of the King's Guard.
I'm not threatening the king, sir. I am educating my nephew. Bronn, the next time Sir Merwin speaks, kill him. That was a threat. See the difference?
It was Varys the spider.
See, I told Varys that I was giving the princess to the Greyjoys. I told Littlefinger that I planned to wed her to Robin Arryn. I told no one that I was offering her to the Dornish. No one but you.
Eunuch has spies everywhere.
Cut off his manhood and feed it to the goats.
No.
There are no goats, half-man.
We'll make do.
Hound, tell the Hand that his king has asked him a question.
The king has asked you a question.
Sir Lancel, tell the Hound to tell the king that the Hand is extremely busy.
Hand of the King would like me to tell you to tell the king.
If I tell the Hound to cut you in half, you'll do it without a second thought.
That would make me the quarterman. Just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Stannis Baratheon is coming for us. Sooner rather than later.
Aren't there other things you should be doing, like sealing my daughter in a crate so you can ship her away?
She'll be safer in Dorne.
Yes, I know how concerned you are for her safety.
So happens that I am. Marcella's a sweet, innocent girl, and I don't blame her at all for you.
So clever. Aren't you always so clever with your schemes and your plots?
Schemes and plots are the same thing.
Traitors! All their heads!
Oh, you blind bloody fool!
You can't insult me!
We've had vicious kings, and we've had idiot kings, but I don't know if we've ever been cursed with a vicious idiot.
You can't!
I can, I am!
They attacked me!
They threw a cow pie at you, so you decide to kill them all! They're starving, you fool! All because of a war you started!
You're talking to a king!
Ah! And now I've struck a king. Did my hand fall from my wrist?
Some men have a gift for this sort of thing. Some don't. His place is not on the battlefield.
It's not on the throne either. Sadly for all of us.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
No, I'd say you possess above average intelligence. I thought you wanted to come here.
I love it.
We love the smell of dead bodies and shit.
And cum and garlic and rum.
You can smell cum from the balcony. If Stannis breaches the gates, the game is over.
They say he burns his enemies alive to honor the Lord of Light.
The Lord of Light wants his enemies burnt. The drowned god wants them drowned. Why are all the gods such vicious cunts? Where is the god of tits and wine? The men will fight more fiercely seeing the king fighting beside them, instead of hiding behind his mother's skirts. Any dessert?
Do you know why Varys is so dangerous?
Because he has thousands of spies in his employ. Because he knows everything we do before we do it.
Because he doesn't have a cock.
Neither do you.
Perhaps I'm dangerous too. You, on the other hand, are as big a fool as every other man. That little worm between your legs does half your thinking.
It's not that little.
Podrick, is that it?
Is that it? Nice touch. As if you don't know the name of every boy in town.
I'm not entirely sure what you're suggesting.
I'm entirely sure you're entirely sure what I'm suggesting.
You've never taken it seriously. You haven't. Jamie hasn't. It's all fallen on me.
As has Jamie repeatedly, according to Stannis Baratheon.
Do you know how to use that?
Chopped wood once. No, I watched my brother chopping wood.
I saw you kill a man with a shield. You'll be unstoppable with an axe. Don't get killed.
No. Oh, fuck me.
Forget about them. Come with me.
I can't. I do belong here. These bad people. What I'm good at. Talking them out, thinking them. It's what I am. And I like it. I like it more than anything I've ever done. And you going to leave?
You have a shit memory. I am yours, and you are mine.
The badge looks good on you. Almost as good as it looked on me.
Bit of a come down from Chamber of the Hand. Then I don't suppose you need much room.
Grand Maester Pycelle made the same joke. You must be proud to be as funny as a man whose balls brush his knees.
All your friends, the Tyrells, are plotting to marry Sansa Stark to Sir Loras.
Very well. She's a lovely girl. Missing some of Loras's favorite bits, but I'm sure they'll make do.
I hear that you're a pervert.
I am the imp. I have certain standards to maintain.
I don't know her name.
Oh, Ros, the redhead?
How do you know her?
I try to know as many people as I can. You never know which one you'll need.
She's a whore.
Yes, well, we shouldn't be judgmental about these things.
You fucked her.
Oh, please. All right, yes, I fucked her once. Twice.
Your wife needs a child, a Lannister child, as soon as possible.
And?
If you're going to give her one, you need to perform.
What did you once call me? A drunken little lust-filled beast.
More than once.
There you have it. Nothing to worry about. Drinking and lust. No man can match me in these things. I am the god of chits and wine. They were happy enough to take it when I gave it to them.
What did you tell them?
I didn't tell them anything.
What did you do to them?
Lots of things.
And they seem to like these things?
Yes, my lord.
Of course they seem to like it. They're paid to seem to like it.
Only they weren't paid.
What are you saying? These ladies enjoyed him so much they gave him the time for free.
Is that what you're telling us? Sit down, Podrick. We're going to need details. Copious details.
Ladies, attend to my uncle. He's not heavy.
There will be no bedding ceremony.
There will be if I command it.
Then you'll be fucking your own bride with a wooden cock. Intimate, lovely table. Better chairs than the old small council chamber. Conveniently close to your own quarters. I like it.
I sent you here to advise the king. I gave you real power and authority. You chose to spend your days, as you always have, bedding harlots and drinking with thieves.
Occasionally, I drank with the harlots. You can't mean it.
I can, and I do.
Joffrey has made this poor girl's life miserable since the day he took her father's head. Now she's finally free of him, and you give her to me? That's cruel, even for you.
Do you intend on mistreating her? The girl's happiness is not my concern, nor should it be yours.
She's a child. How to begin? This is awkward. But it is my wedding night. My tiny drunk cock and I have a job to do. Come, wife. I vomited on a girl once, in the middle of the act, not proud of it. But I think honesty is important between a man and wife, don't you agree? Come. I'll tell you all about it. Put you in the mood. It's not easy being drunk all the time. Everyone would do it if it were easy.
I hope I will not disappoint you, my lord.
No, don't. You don't have to speak to me as a prisoner anymore. You won't be a prisoner after today. You'll be my wife. I suppose that's a different kind of prison. She is no longer yours to torment.
Everyone is mine to torment. You do well to remember that, you little monster.
Oh, I'm a monster. Perhaps you should speak to me more softly then. Monsters are dangerous, and just now kings are dying like flies. Sansa. What happened to your family was a terrible crime. I didn't know your brother. He seemed like a good man, but I didn't know him. Your mother, on the other hand, I admired her. She wanted to have me executed, but I admired her. A toast to the proud Lannister children. The dwarf, the cripple, and the mother of madness.
I'll clean it. No, I'll do it. Leave us.
It's only wine. I can't be in love with a whore. I can't have children with a whore. How many men have you been with? 500? 5,000? Do you believe I murdered Joffrey?
No, my lord. You didn't.
No. Gods, no. The world is a better place without him, but I had nothing to do with it. I would like to think, if I were arranging a royal assassination, I'd plan it in such a way that I wouldn't be standing there gawking like a fool when the king died. My father, maybe Joffrey was too much work for him. Sweet Tommen would be so much easier to handle. Whenever something bad happens to me, I assume it's my sister that had a hand in it. But say what you will of Cersei, she loves her children. She is the only one I'm certain had nothing to do with this murder, which makes it unique as King's Landing murders go. I know the whole bloody country thinks I'm guilty. I know that one of my 3 judges has wished me dead more times than I can count, and that judge is my father.
How would you say he died, then?
Choked on his pigeon pie.
So you would blame the bakers?
All the pigeons, just leave me out of it.
You wish to confess?
You fell in love with a whore.
Yes, I fell in love with a whore. And I was stupid enough to think that she had fallen in love with me.
I'm sorry it has to be this way.
Why are you sorry? Because you're an evil bastard with no conscience and no heart? That's what I liked about you in the first place.
We had some good days together.
Yes, we did. I imagined you'd be back at the brothel at this hour.
I did spend some time with an absolutely stunning blonde the other day.
Do tell. I've got every kind of filth down here except the kind I like.
Your sister.
Oh. Making honest feelings do dishonest work is one of her many gifts.
It was difficult for her to hide her true intentions. It is rare to meet a Lannister who shares my enthusiasm for dead Lannisters. She desperately wants to see you killed.
She didn't need to bother you. It looks as though I've taken care of that myself. Trial by combat. Deciding a man's guilt or innocence in the eyes of the gods by having 2 other men hack each other to pieces tells you something about the gods. What's the punishment for regicide? Drawing and quartering? Hanging? Breaking at the wheel? Beheading. Seems rather ordinary. And he was my nephew as well, so what is that? Fratricide is brothers. Filicide is sons. Nepoticide, that's the one. Matricide, patricide, infanticide, suicide. There's no kind of killing that doesn't have its own word.
Wet nurse dropped him on his head and left him simple.
Simple? Used to sit all day in the garden, crushing beetles with a rock. Nothing made him happier.
Nothing made you happier. You'd think being tormented from birth would have given you some affinity for the afflicted.
On the contrary, laughing at another person's misery was the only thing that made me feel like everyone else. First thing I did was ask him, Orson, why are you smashing all those beetles? He gave me an answer. Smash the beetles! Smash them! Go! I wasn't deterred. I was the smartest person I knew, certainly I had the wherewithal to unravel the mysteries that lay at the heart of a moron. So, I went to Maester Valaric's library.
Valaric tried to touch me once.
Turns out, far too much has been written about great men, and not nearly enough about morons. Doesn't seem right. I loved her. Who?
down that crossbow.
I murdered her. With my own hands.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
She was a whore.
Say that word again.
And what? You'll kill your own father in the privy? No. You're my son. Now, enough of this nonsense.
I am your son, and you sentenced me to die. You knew I didn't poison Joffrey, but you sentenced me all the same. Why?
Enough. We'll go back to my chambers and speak with some dignity.
I can't go back there. She's in there.
Are you afraid of a dead whore? You shot me.
You're no son of mine.
I am your son. I have always been your son.
My lord? I don't think I am anymore.
A lord. Are you a lord if you kill your father? I don't imagine they revoke your nobility for killing a whore. Must happen all the time.
You already drank yourself across the narrow sea.
In a box. Why stop now?
Because we are talking about the future of our country.
The future is shit. Just like the past.
You have a choice, my friend. You can stay here at Illyrio's palace and drink yourself to death. Or you can ride with me to Meereen, meet Daenerys Targaryen, and decide if the world is worth fighting for.
Can I drink myself to death on the road to Meereen?
You don't like it?
I want to take a walk.
You can't. Cersei has offered a lordship to the man who brings her your head.
She ought to offer her cunt. Best part of her for the best part of me. It's even better luck to suck a dwarf's cock. I always pay my debts. I'm well known for it.
You like her? They all like her. They all want to fuck a queen.
That's because they've never met a queen.
You're just saying that.
You know how to spot a liar. I'm sorry, I can't.
Of course you can. You're shy.
I'm not.
Have another drink.
Gladly, but this I can't do. Believe me, no one is more shocked than I am. I hope it passes. What will I do in my spare time?
So happens I was heading there myself.
What business would you have with the Queen?
Gold and glory. Oh, and hate. If you'd ever met my sister, you'd understand. Where are we now? Not the Rhoyne.
Long, sullen silences and an occasional punch in the face. The Mormont way.
What about the dwarf? Worthless. Cut his throat.
Wait! Let's discuss this.
And then chop off his cock. We'll sell it for a fortune. The dwarf's cock has magic powers.
Wait! You can't just hand a dried cock to a merchant and expect him to pay for it. He has to know it came from a dwarf. And how could he know? Unless he sees the dwarf.
It will be a dwarf-sized cock.
Guess again.
The dwarf lives until we find a cock merchant.
I'm a great fighter, too.
It's funny. You have to give him that.
How do I know you are who you say you are?
If only I were otherwise.
If you are Tyrion Lannister, why shouldn't I kill you? To pay your family back for what it did to mine.
You want revenge against the Lannisters? I killed my mother, Joanna Lannister, on the day I was born. I killed my father, Tywin Lannister, with a bolt to the heart. I am the greatest Lannister killer of our time. So, here we sit. Two terrible children of two terrible fathers.
I'm terrible.
I've heard stories.
Why did you travel to the far side of the world to meet someone terrible?
To see if you were the right kind of terrible.
Which kind is that?
The kind that prevents your people from being even more so.
Well, I did reopen the fighting pits. Under my rule, murder will once again become entertainment.
Yes, that was wise. And you agreed to marry someone you loathe for the greater good. Very impressive. My own sister married someone she loathed as well. Though not by choice, and certainly not for the greater good, God forbid. She ended up having him killed.
Those men think they're dying for a good reason.
Someone else's reason.
So your reasons are true and theirs are false. They don't know their own minds, but you do.
Well said. You're an eloquent man. Doesn't mean you're wrong. In my experience, eloquent men are right. Every bit as often as imbeciles.
Stay close.
Si eski murki I non ești Bikavala.
Krobo. Niki pasa kisor udi drejo isa. Muna nia Valirio mila pungili isa.
Miri Punila.
Punila. Thank you.
Forgive me, but why would we bring you?
Pardon me?
Have you ever tracked animals in the wilderness?
Not precisely, but I have other skills that would be very useful.
Can you fight?
I have fought. I don't claim to be a great warrior.
Are you good on a horse?
Middling.
So mainly you talk.
And drink. I've survived so far.